Welcome, students. Today's lesson is called Solving Inequalities by Adding and Subtracting. And inequality is another word for the problems you see with the greater than or less than or equal to signs. And so this is how you solve it in algebra. You're going to solve it just like you do an equation. You're going to be working to get the variable alone. So it's the same operations. If you see a plus 24, you're going to subtract 24 on both sides. So we'll put minus 24 on both sides. As you work this out, of course, those are gone. K is left. The same sign repeats, greater than, and then you're going to work out this integer problem. Negative 5 and negative 24, same signs. We add and we keep it negative, so negative 29. So the solving of these, there's a one step. They're really easy. Then you're going to concentrate on how to graph them. So we're going to put to graph an inequality. This is saying that K, the value of K can be any number greater than negative 29. So we have to show that when we graph it, that it can be any number greater than negative 29. That means there are multiple answers that would make this statement right here true. Multiple answers. You could put a negative 28 in there and make it true. You could put a 5 in there and make it a true statement. There are multiple. So you're going to find the number negative 29 on your number line right here. You're going to put a circle there. Circle it. A hollow circle, just like this. And then you're going to use an arrow to show which direction your answers are included. And since it's greater than negative 29, we're going to go greater on the number line. And we're going to make an arrow going to the right. Another kind of a tip is if you'll look at the inequality symbol, it kind of looks like an arrow. If you look at it right here like this, it looks like an arrow that's pointing that way. And so you will, if the variable is on the left side, like the K is right here on the left, you will make your arrow going the same way as your inequality symbol. But that's the key is the variable has to be on the left side. Let's do some more. We can practice these. All right, so 10 is greater than n minus 1. Well, we're going to move the 1 to the other side by adding 1, and we'll get 11 greater than n. But like I said, the key is to make your variable on the left side. So we're just going to flip this around. We're going to say, well, then n is greater. No, I'm sorry. N is less than, we got to flip it, 11. Now we know which way to draw our arrow. This means the answer can be anything less than 11. So we go find 11, and on our number line, we'll have to add an 11 right here. We'll put a circle, hollow circle, and we will be going to the left this time with an arrow to show any number less than 11 would make this statement true. And you can test that. You can check it. You can say, okay, 7's less than 11. What's 7 minus 1? Oh, 7 minus 1 is 6. Is 10 greater than 6? Yeah. So that's a way to check it. Let's do this one. We have a positive 7 here, so we'll subtract the 7 away. That means we're going to end up with a negative 2 greater than or equal to y. Again, I want my variable on the left, so I'm going to switch it around. Y is less than or equal to negative 2. So I'm going to go to my number line. Here's my negative 2. I'll get this graph off here. We're going to put a hollow circle at negative 2. But here's a difference. See this bar that showed up? Less than or equal to. When you have the bar, that means the answer could also be a negative 2. Negative 2 can be an answer, so you have to fill it in. And then we draw our arrow to the left. So if it has the bar that says equal to, you have to fill in your circle to include negative 2 as one of the answers. Let's work out the next one. This time you see 8r and 9r, so we need to put our like terms together first. So I'm going to subtract 8r from both sides, and I'm going to be left with just r and a positive 6 on the other side with the less than symbol, because a 9r minus 8r is just r. Now we're going to flip it around. Instead of a less than, we're going to make it greater than 6. It does not have a circle underneath it, or I mean a line underneath it, so we will not fill in our circle. We'll go to our number line, we'll find 6, hollow circle with an arrow going right to match the inequality, meaning greater than 6. Any number greater than 6. Let's do a couple more. 8n greater than or equal to 7n minus 3. So we'll subtract our 7n's to put our like terms together. 8n minus 7n is n greater than or equal to negative 3. Again, go to the number line. Here's negative 3. Put a circle. The equal to line is there. That means negative 3 is also part of the answer, so fill it in. And then we're going to go to the right to show greater than. And that's it. Let's do one more. We have w minus 5. Subtract our w then. Subtract our w. 2w minus w leaves w. Our symbol comes down and our negative 5 comes down. Now we're going to flip it around. W is greater than or equal to negative 5. So we'll go to our number line. And we're going to find negative 5, which is right here. And we're going to see if we fill in the circle, and we do, because the bar is under the inequality symbol. It means it includes negative 5. And then we're going to go to the right with our arrow, because it's greater than. And that's it. So that's the basic, simple way. You are going to see some word problems. And yeah, we'll go ahead and do this one first. A thrill ride swings passengers back and forth a little higher each time, up to 137 feet. Suppose the height of the swing after 30 seconds is 45 feet. How much higher will the ride swing? So there's several possibilities here, but we have to set up our inequality symbol equation to solve this. So it says it can get up to 137 feet. So that means, can it go over? No. So we have to use less than or equal to 137, because it can't go over 137, but it can be 137. And then we're going to use S for the swing. I'm going to use S for the variable. And then after 30 seconds, it is 45 feet. So I'm going to put plus 45 here. It's gone 45. So then to solve it, you just subtract your 45. And after you work this out, you'll get 92. So that means the swing can go up to 92 more feet. And that's how you solve that. You just write one out to match the wording. If you look at this one about music, it says that a DJ added 20 more songs to his MP3 player, making the total more than 61. So we will put greater than 61. It didn't say no more than, but more than 61. So it's just a greater than 61. And then we're going to have S for songs, and he added 20 more, so plus 20 can be more than 61. And solve it by subtracting 20, and you'd get there were at least 41 or more than 41 songs originally on the player. All right, let's go on. You're, again, practicing how to write these is a key, watching your wording. At least 10. A number increased by 4 is at least 10. So you're going to have a number increased by 4. At least 10 means, can't you ask yourself, can it be more than 10? Well, yes, at least 10 means, yeah, it can be more than 10, so you know it's a greater than. Can it be 10? And at least 10 means, yes, 10 can be included, so you put or equal to, and then 10. The key is to know what symbol goes with these expressions. And then, of course, you'll go ahead and solve it from here. We're not going to solve anymore. We're just going to worry about writing them. 3 more than a number is less than twice the number. Well, let's write this first part here. 3 more than a number. 3 plus n is less than. So here's your key, less than. That's an easy one. Less than twice the number. And you're done there. Well, except for solving. Like I said, you'll solve it on your paper. Here's another one. Twice a number So we're going to do the twice a number, would be like 2n, is more than, here we go, more than, so that's greater than, the sum of that number and 9. So that number and 9 would be adding for sum. And that's it there. And then we have one more. And I'm going to wrap this up. The sum of twice a number and 5. So we're going to write that first. Twice a number and 5. That's the sum, means add. Is at most, here's a common word form for an inequality. At most. That means, can it be more than? And no, at most means that's the max. So it's going to be less than or equal to, because at most it can be 3 less than the number. So the number minus 3. So that's what you have to watch when you work these out and what those words mean. That's going to wrap it up. I'll see you in class.